Code. Had a little bit of issues just a couple minutes ago. But anyway, let me just recap. So today, gonna be showing off this little I don't know what you'd call it, like framework or runtime or like application library for Node.js and Bon, and probably also what's that other one? I don't know, the other JavaScript framework that wants to replace Node.js. So anyway, so I have this. It's called Swerve, but it's basically like a little tool, kind of like I haven't used Next.js, but I imagine it's like that where you can just run the Next.js command and it'll spin up your web service if you follow the framework and libraries structure. So the basis for it was I had what did I do? I had Serve, which I streamed quite a bit back, and I'll try and find that if I can even get to it. But this is on my home live, this little home page that shows everything. 0% CPU usage. I have 120 gigs of RAM, so I'm using about 10, and then got 410 gigs of disk space partitioned right now. Which can be extended, but let's go to where is it? Wow, is it not even running here? Where's Serve? I do not see it. Wow, I thought it was running on here. Oh, you know what? Okay, I know what happened. I don't even know if I can do... let me go on to my home lab. If I can, let me zoom in here real quick. Add bigon1.swizzyweb.com. Let's try that. Yes. Okay, it's not gonna work. Okay, whatever. I'll just run it locally. So ls, let's go to... repos, ls there. Let's go to do I have Serve? Do I not even have it? Wow. Let me see something. Is Serve even public? I don't even know if I released it or I have it open sourced or available. Swizzy decent. Okay, let's go to at Swizzy Web, I guess. There we go. This was web service. So let's go here. So yeah, so this is my, I created an organization on GitHub and I've been putting a lot of my projects in here. So if you want to check out anything, you can go ahead and go to this repository. Yeah, get a lot of my code. And I'm just gonna type a quick chat message if I can. If anybody's here, chat, okay. Anyway, so I got this. I'll get it up and running, and then we'll go from there. And I don't know why this isn't working. Whatever. All right, getting distracted. It's pretty boring. It's a bad start. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. I'll pull down, what will I pull down? I had it up, Swizzy Web Service, okay. So, is that the one we want? Swizzy Web Service. Okay, so this is Swizzy Web Service. It's the common library with all the base classes that you'll need to get started with it. So there's the web service, which is like basically an interface. We have a base class, abstract class, and you'll basically just extend this and implement the constructor for it, basically. A lot of the other stuff is handled just basically by this, and it'll take care of installing your routers, like your express routers, has a logger, and then also uninstalling. So like Serve, and as you so choose. So let me just get Serve if it's here. Swizzy Serve front-end service, back-end service, and then Serve web service. So Serve web service, I'll pull down and we can go through the code. But it is basically, let's get clone. It is basically, I refactored Serve into this framework called Swerve, and refactored it so that it can then be, let me just go into it, it can be run with the Swerve command. So we'll go cd then serve web service, and then we can do npm install, and then when it installs, I wonder, so one problem I've had, these are npm packages, but they're not published to a like npm publicly or anything. I do have what's it called, big on 14786, I think. No, let's just go here, go to I have my own private npm repository. So it's one of the cool things about having a home lab. You can kind of self-host a lot of things, and this is an open source like Docker compose image or Docker image, and basically I publish all of my npm packages here, and then I use an npm rc to point anything prefixed with Swizzy Web to here, almost like a private namespace that you would have in npm. So yeah, so these are all here, and what I'm trying to explain is when you publish a version of your npm package, it has a hash of the package. So if that ever changes, so basically I'm continuously publishing this package, and so old versions, when I install something, if I push an update at the same version, then the hash will be different, and so it'll complain here about an integrity check, basically for security reasons, so that you're not like nobody's injecting additional, like, say, malicious code in there after you've already installed it. So it is kind of to protect against like any sort of supply chain attacks or modifications to existing libraries that you once trusted to put malware in there. But anyway, we can get past this by doing force, and basically that tells it we don't care about any like integrity checks, just do what I'm telling you, which is safe because this is my library, it's in my private repository, and I know exactly why it's happening. And now again, it's doing the integrity check and failing. So what I'll do is, seems to be corrupted, trying again. Maybe it's not force. Why? Anyway, what I can do is just go remove the package lock JSON and then do npm install force. Okay, I can't. Okay, so now I gotta do, wait. So node modules is there? Let me see something. Get status, remove node modules, -r. Alright, now it should work, and probably work without force, so I'll just do npm install. Okay. Okay, and let's take a look at the package package. So one bug I think I introduced recently was there's a Swerve command. It comes from Swizzy Web Swerve. We're at 0.2.3. So 0.2.0 or 1 was working with this issue, and the issue is basically when I run npm run server, it throws this exception. Didn't serve it. I mean, that's because I have to do npm run build, and then if I do run server, okay, so like it works right now for some reason, but sometimes it doesn't work, and I'm not sure why. But it's using that Swerve command, and we can do the same thing just doing Swerve, and it'll basically bootstrap your code and get it running. So let's do that. Let's do npm run server since it's working right now, and we can go ahead and go to localhost 3005. And I built out the Swizzy DinServe portal. So there's that. And basically here, you can see if you have any web services running, it prints out like a JSON representation of it. And right now it's not running. We have tools, which are just basically, this is like the browser toolkit I created a while ago. But you can install these, what are called tools, but they're really just like JavaScript libraries, and it'll put it into the browser toolkit, basically almost like a map and attach it to the window or to the document window, I think, and then you can kind of reference that and use that those tools that are installed. So yeah, so this is right now Swerve didn't serve the newest version, yeah. Anyway, so sorry, I'm getting distracted here. So yeah, so we got didn't and then I'll show you how it works. So right now we have no running web services. So I'm gonna run Swerve web / swap cache db web service, right? And so swap cache db web service is this database I created. It's not public. I don't know if it ever will be. But yeah, you can kind of go and give your package name, and this is just a straight up npm package that just implements the library's web service. Abstract class, it implements it, exposes it, and then gives a little factory that is then used to like kind of set it up, which I'll get into later. So this particular web service takes in some arguments. Specifically, there's table name, and we'll do my first table, and then we'll do so I think that's all it needs. Real quick, I'll show you something real quick. So if we go to localhost 2005 db/all, we see that like it's an express app, so it's showing that that route is not there. However, if we go and don't provide a port, and this is 3005, so like the same up here as here, so I can go ahead and install, and hopefully it works. I don't know, sometimes it doesn't work. So right now it's actually doing an npm install on the Swerve didn't serve web service, and I think if we go here, yeah, it's running, and sometimes it doesn't work, but we'll just give it a little bit, but it just like pulls the status of the install and prints out when it's running. But yeah, it's running. It doesn't look too good. Doesn't look like it's gonna finish. Sometimes it surprises me, but we'll give it a shot. And you know what? I'm just gonna stop it and check something. Let's do package.json and dependencies. Okay, and then it puts it into these optional dependencies section, which is empty. Okay, so let's just do that again. npm run server, and then let's just try again. Actually, and let's do app data root, give that, and we'll go and do, let's get another window, let's do pwd, and we'll do this, and we'll copy that. So basically, there's this concept of an app data root, and what happens is you give that, and that's where all of the application data will go if the web service actually needs it. In this case, what happens is the swap cache db web service creates a directory in there for the table, and then references that when it's storing data, because it's basically what would you say, like an object store, like schema, like NoSQL type thing. And stores like JSON blobs of data, whether encrypted or non-encrypted, and then just stores on disk. So there's it doesn't keep anything in memory. So we give the data root, and then yeah. So let's try and install it again, and we'll just go here, check on this. Let me think, let me see something real quick. I just want to, let me check my npm repository. We'll do swap cache. This is really bad at searching. Swap cache db web service. Oh, did I do it right? swap cache DB web service Swizzy web. Swap cache DB web service. So it looks correct. I don't know what's going on. Let me try something. Let me do npm login. What's it called? Is it repository? Is it? Let me go here. Go back to my Verdaccio. Let's go to. It has help usually. npm. Set registry, add user registry, profile set password. Okay, so it's registry equals big on one or HTTP big on one dot swizzy web.com, and then we'll do what is it, Swizzy web, and then sign in. And did it fail? 403 forbidden. What? That's weird. I don't know why. Is it just... Weird. 403 forbidden. Put couch DB users with you. I don't know. Okay, let me try logging in here. Swizzy web. Did it work? Am I signed? Yeah, I'm signed in now. Oh wait, is it, let me think. That's so weird. Maybe I can do sudo. Nah, I've been having some weird stuff going on. Vim npmrc. Actually, okay. Let me do npm install at swizzy web / swap cache db web service. Let's see if it installs. Okay. All right. So let's just try and run now. Yeah, I've been having a lot of buggy stuff going on. To install. There we go. Now it's installed. I don't know why it didn't work already. Maybe it's not using my like npmrc or something. Okay, so now it's there. Again, it's not running. Now we can go and we'll refresh running web services none. And then we can start. It says it started. Refresh running web services. It's running apparently. And then we go here and now we got a response, and the database is empty, so there's no data. Yeah, so basically it's running, and we can go back and we can refresh running web services and then do stop, go back, run, and it's no longer running. Now we can actually do other ports. So I can do now start, and we'll refresh, and it's got the port it's running on and some information about it and the parent. And then we'll run again. Again, 3005 is not running, but 3000 is. And then again, if we stop, refresh, not running. But I think there's actually a bug. So yeah, I mean, it's not really. I mean, I think it shouldn't work this way, but as you can see, like we're not getting like the server's still running. It's still telling us like the express this error, and it's just an invalid path. Like it's not showing this like a connection refused or anything like that. So what I want to do is at some point dispose of the actual web server, like the express instance, so that you're actually shutting down the service. But anyway, yes, that's DinServe. So this was like the original concept, like be able to install, run, stop, and like expand services. But what I found is like I started building out quite a few different web services, and to test them, it was kind of a pain to like come in here and like fill in all these details just to be able to test something. Because and I can make that easier by having like some sort of autocomplete or like a history of what you've looked for. But like if I just refresh the page, like everything's gone. Like it wasn't like a crazy amount of things to type in, but like when you're doing it over and over again and like you accidentally refresh the page, it can be like kind of a pain to test, especially if you have like a bunch of web services you want to test. So enter Swerve. That's kind of my way of solving this issue. So the same structure that these services implement, like the framework or whatever you want to call it, I made it so that Swerve, like this, the command, I made this package. You can just run that command, and like this is equivalent to what DinServe is doing internally. But you can just run it as a command and get your web service up running immediately without having to like run this service, put in all the details and stuff like that. So we can go ahead and I'll show you, I guess, what Swerve does. Or not what it does, I just explained it, but I will pull it down and then like kind of give a little walkthrough of how it actually works, because it's not too difficult. It's not a lot of code, honestly. And then I'll like kind of be self-critical and talk about the things that I could do better with it. So let's go ahead. I'll get Swizzy Swerve, which looks like it's also public. We'll get that code. We'll go back. We're in repos here. We are. Okay. Wait, where am I? What'd I do? Okay, so ls, what's this? Okay, so we'll do git clone that, and let me make this bigger too. Oh wait, that's weird. Let me make that full screen. Okay, so we got Swizzy Swerve. Okay, we'll open that up, and I guess we can get a package.json. So it's a node binary, which I learned about. I was always curious how how you get a command globally that you can execute. Like, I don't know, Angular has like a CLI and stuff like that. But this is basically how you do it. You just put bin here, and then you give it basically similar to your scripts, but like a command, and then point it to like whatever your JavaScript file is. So yeah, there's that, and then dependencies. So one thing I created, basically Express. Like I wanted to be able to install and uninstall different routers. I opened up a pull, or not a pull request, but like a issue on GitHub with them, and just asked if like this is something they would want to support. I implemented what I wanted, and one of the maintainers was like, "Oh, that's like awesome! Like, definitely looking forward to seeing that pull request." And then another developer basically came in and said like, "No, we're not doing that." He like gave a workaround for doing it, but it for me like I never like responded. I wanted to, but like it didn't do exactly what I wanted, and they put like a test case like showing that it achieved what I wanted, but like it actually in my mind showed me like the problem and what I wanted to solve, and never got around to explaining that to them. But either way, they seemed like they weren't gonna support it, so I forked Express and then implemented this change specifically for didn't serve. So that's that. Types no, TypeScript, and then the only two other packages are Swizzy Common and Swizzy Web Service that I'm using that I created. And Swizzy Web Service is like the core, like I mentioned, like package, and then Common is like some like utilities and stuff like that, like a logger interface and like I don't know, a couple of things, and cause some issues, but that's that. And then let's go to source. So basically, I want to like after I made it for Node.js, I kind of thought about Bun and Dino and all those things, and figure out a way to basically make it work with those. So these are each just like the implementations for each, or not even implementations, they just basically export things. The clusters are a little different, but the main logic resides in main. So there's a run function that's used in all of the scripts that are in the bin and are referenced by that. So what happens is there's run method. It initializes a logger, initializes the Express app, which are web services from the Swizzy Web Service class will be attached to. And then we get some args from the CLI, or like arguments from them executing the command. And then we initialize some things, and then the magic happens. So one thing we do is we get the package JSON for each of the packages to get the name of the package you want to run. And then we install the web service basically from the args services, passing in all the details I need. And then below we where is it? Okay, so like this is basically what this right here is what did serve would do. So I just put that logic in there. And so the nice thing is like with Swizzy with Swerve, you can actually bootstrap as many services as you want on the same instance. So for example, well, I guess I can get into it, but basically, yeah. So I made this little binary that, or whatever you want to call it, that'll bootstrap your web service and make it so that you can run a single command to get it up. But yeah, so like I mentioned, you can create new or create an instance running Swerve to basically combine different backend web services. So one of those is, let's see, where is it? Yeah, so like didn't serve, for example, is a combination of both a front-end web service and a back-end web service. So let's get the front-end, back-end, and then we have didn't serve web service. So if we go here, we'll do git clone and then paste that. And then we'll do copy that, git clone. Okay, got them both. So then let's actually go to Swizzy didn't serve, no, web service. Wait, what did I do? Okay, so it's didn't serve web service. And then, okay, and then go on here, and then you'll see this is actually really simple. Is it? It's not too simple. I wonder if this is even used, honestly. I forget. Let's go. Quit that, vim package.json. I want to see. Remove RF, Swerve. Okay, so yeah, I guess this one's a little different than what I'm explaining, but it basically is just a web service that bootstraps basically sets up both the front end and back end. So get back end service, get front end service, and then runs them. So I can show you, maybe I'll do a simpler one. Let's get back up. Let's do cd swizzy dinserve backend web service ls vim, just do vim dot, and then go source. So npm installer, this was basically taken directly from dinserve, I think. And then I mean, I think it adds some things, like you can specify how you want to save, if you don't want to save, whatever, and then just calls npm to install the packages. Now there's basically routers and a model. The bulk of it lives in app.ts. And basically what you have to do is you just have to extend the web service class, give it a name, and then as you can see, the only thing we do is call this super, inject the props, and then specify our routers. And then these routers will be bootstrapped and run. And then like here, I just have some commented code that used to exist, but I think I pulled it into the base class, so you don't have to worry about it. And then yeah, and then there's a install method. Forget if that's used or if it's just, I don't think that's used. But get web service is the function that is used by both Swerve and dinserve to basically get the web service and install it. So first it starts off, it just gets the package JSON to get the name of this service, injects that in, and then some service args, which I have to clean this up. I don't like that there's these service args, and then initializes and returns it. So this is kind of intended to be like a factory method where it's uniform, like you pass in no matter what props. Web service has base props, and then depending on your needs, you can extend that to do whatever props you want. And then I also export the routers here. I think I'm gonna probably not do that because it's kind of leaking the internals, and I think it's better to just have people not know about that or abuse it. So there's that, and then there's browser tool router. So this is for like the browser toolkit tool installer. Does some stuff, and then we have our other two routers, like the npm router, which is used for what is it used for? Installing, basically installing, running. This is like the bulk of the logic, basically installing and running and uninstalling. Start web service too. Okay, yeah, so this is what the core logic is, and then web service router. I forget what this is. What is this? Oh, I think this is, yeah, this is old. This isn't used. This is like the original. This is when, I think this is when, before I, this might have been before I relied heavily on npm to manage the dependencies, but it might not. But anyway, yeah, it's the basic structure of it. All you need really is the app, and then conform to the standard, and then you need routers, and then just like the get web service method. If it conforms to the base class, then you're good to go, and Swerve and dinserve should work for both. Okay, so there's that. Start.sh, it's just a script to run it, and then I forget if I dockerize this. Doesn't look like it. But yeah, anyway, that's Swerve and dinserve. And yeah. So one thing though, it's early in the development, so a lot of things might change. But if you do want to check it out, you can go to the Swizzy Web, what's it called, repo, and most of the packages are here. I've been trying to pull in all of my Wanna Watch Me code code into here, as well as like some of my personal work I've done in my free time, like side projects. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hope it wasn't too boring, and I'll definitely be probably streaming me working on this in the future. Let me know if you want to comment. Let me know if there's anything you want me to dive deeper on here, anything you found interesting or want to know more about, or whatever. Yeah, or if you didn't like it, you could say stuff too. Yeah, so I'll wrap it up here. Hope you enjoyed, and catch you next time. Peace out.